Welcome back. All right, so we rejoin. You are on the outskirts of the village of Blackwater. Lyris, you and Raymond had just raced down the path in an attempt to distract the poor mayor of Sarandale from the interact, or to distract Raymond from interacting with Thomas Mowbray, the poor mayor of Sarandale, who was very much not prepared to function as a diplomat to a society of fey frogs today. But hey, you know what? Such is life. You can hear and see and even start to smell a little bit that the village is really becoming alive. Not that it was a sleepy place before, but it's extra lively. You can hear the croaking of the bullywug language as many people are out and about partaking in the festivities. There's a smell of something cooking. It smells, can't quite identify it. It's got a savory note to it. And then some faint music coming from someplace, drifting on the wind. What would you all like to do?
You look like you were gonna say something, so I was trying to yield to you.
Don't everybody go at once.
Thinking. I don't know. I guess I will just proceed with Raymond up towards the wherever the festivities are underway.
As you approach the town, it seems like there's festivities kind of scattered throughout the entire place, but most of the activity is centered around the large hollowed out tree in the center of town where you met Queen originally.
All right. Well, Raymond, do you know if there's any obligations we have as part of this celebration?
Well, I couldn't possibly begin to tell you. We've never had some outsiders such as yourself being bestowed gifts upon before. I imagine you will need to be there for that. But other than that, I think you can enjoy yourselves.
And what sort of festivities can we expect?
Oh, well, there's games of skill, games of chance, where you can test your luck. I think if any of the other such festivities are to go off of, they will have probably opened up Thaddeus Pole's Oracle Pool if you would like to ask any questions of the future. That's always a treat. Food and drink and dancing and feats of athleticism are also on the table. Should you like to try and prove yourself, I deem you might have a chance.
Interesting. Well, I might have some questions about the future, but I think maybe first some skills, games of skill. That tends to be my wheelhouse.
Very good. I guess, well, help yourself, I guess. Welcome. Blackwater is at your disposal. You've done us all a great service, and the town is yours.
What do the rest of you think?
I think you should try the game where you try and throw the tongue to catch the bug.
Is that a game here?
In fact it is, except they're not usually throwing a tongue.
They just extend their tongues.
Yes, that is usually how it works. If you wander around for a little bit, you'll see there is a booth that has a little lantern elevated on a high pole, and there are a lot of moths swarming around it, and there are a number of people waiting in line to try and see how many they can catch within the time limit.
I don't know if I have the correct equipment. Do you have to use your tongue to succeed at this game?
I don't suppose so. what do you call it? That tongue that you pulled off of your waist that you were swinging through the woods with.
That wasn't a tongue. that is just a whip.
I apologize. I assumed it was some sort of prosthetic.
Everyone's just a frog to them.
Okay, that got me. Well, no. See, it's just some, tightly wrapped leather that it can snap things really well and grab big things, but something like a moth, I think, might just explode if I hit it with the whip.
Probably, Count.
I kind of want to see this.
Let's try this. I'm gonna whip some moths.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a line, and seeing some, other bullywugs that are very badly in need of being hydrated in line is a little bit of a spectacle for these people, although they, have word seems to have spread about the purpose of the festival, and you're regarded warmly by just about everybody you meet. Some signs of recognition and a strange gesture of they come up to you and sort of billow out their throat sacs a little bit while going a bit like this at you, and you're not quite sure what it means, but it seems to be an honorific.
Thank you. Good to meet you.
Really
don't know how else to respond.
Yeah, there's this group of 3 children that, do this and say that in response to them, and they just sort of look at you and look at each other and what you gather might be giggling, and then kind of run and scurry off back into the crowd.
I guess even the kids know what we've done here.
But as everybody, it's moving along, and you can see there's some of the people in front of you are quite talented at this task. It looks like actually, go ahead and make a perception check for me if you would like.
Yeah, okay. Is cocked. That is a nat 20.
Hey,
29.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like most of the people who are in line in front of you. It looks like they've got about 30 seconds per round at this. There's not necessarily a fee, but in that time, some of them are getting 15 to 20 of these things in that 30-second time period. Some of the more skilled participants at this game, and they seem to be walking off with some sort of token as a prize if they collect enough. And as you get to the front of the line, there is this, as all of the bullywugs are, fairly short, squat, frog-looking man. Yes. You are the reason for this festivity, are you not? Yes. Please take, if you so dare, please take a turn and see how many moths you can catch, which may be difficult for you, but you are welcome to try.
I intend to use this. Can we count a moth downed as a moth caught?
And it looks it up. Look at some sort of replacement tongue. I think that's fine. I don't see why not. There's no rules here.
All right, very well.
There are rules, but that's not one of them.
I was going to interject. There are.
What are the rules exactly?
Well, you're supposed to try and eat, or I guess in your case, explode as many.
Possibly. Guess we'll see.
Make contact with as many moths as you can in the time limit.
And what is the time limit?
He's got a little sand timer that appears to be made of a some sort of hollowed out root that has been carved to have some so thin that there's some nearly transparent parts in it. Till all of the sand is in the bottom once I turn it over.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Well,
You said,
Yes, sparkly one.
you said make contact with.
Yes.
Like all you have to do is touch them.
I think technically that I guess just most of us just kind of want to eat them because they're very tasty.
Oh, may I also try them?
Oh, absolutely. Would you like to? Here you go. He sort of snatched one out of the air and offered it to you.
go ahead, Cam.
Well, I didn't mean eat it. I meant I would like to try the game as well.
Oh, very well.
A little bit of a competition there is.
Very well. Though I suspect you have some magical nonsense up your sleeve.
I wouldn't call it nonsense.
It's a friendly bet, so fine. Though I do think I expect you to step outside the intended spirit of the game.
Well, nothing wagered, nothing lost, right? Maybe just a bit of fun.
Very well. I look forward to seeing your creativity, Cam.
So who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right. And you're using your whip to do this. So I'll say
Yes.
you got about 30 seconds. That's going to be 5 rounds. Make me 5 rounds of whip attacks.
Okay. Do I get extra attack?
Yeah, I'll say so.
So 10 attacks.
Yeah. And
All right.
you're definitely almost certainly going to hit. But yeah, just tell me what you get. I need to
All
write
right.
this down.
Fair enough. That's another nat 20.
Woo! For a total of
28. Yeah, 28. So that's 1 down. That is an 11.
Mhm.
27. 25. 12. 10. A nat 20 for 28. Another nat 20 for 28.
What is this die?
I don't know. I've never been this
You
lucky
nice.
in my life.
And you use it on hitting
Yeah.
moths with a whip.
Yeah, well, that's why. It's
Yeah.
pointless, so
Yeah.
of course I'm doing well.
Never be like this again.
11. And 11.
11 and 11. All right, yeah. So what is this? Yeah, narrate this for me. What does this look like to everybody else?
Yeah, so Lyris kind of walks up. He's a good like 5, let's say, like 5 feet out from the pole, and he's like whipping up at an angle, and he kind of makes sure everyone kind of clears his space, and gives him enough room, and then he goes, "All right, are we all ready?" And then just whoosh, 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 just is lashing away like crazy. You can hear it snapping in the air every couple of seconds.
Yeah, and after the and time. That was very impressive.
All right, how did I do?
I counted 20.
20's not bad.
20's not bad. That's a good score. In fact, I think you have very much earned yourself one of these. He hands you a small token with some script on it that, unless you read Bullywug, is absolutely meaningless.
They have their own written language.
Yes.
I do not read Bullywug, unfortunately. It's not some form of like primordial or something, is it?
No, it's
Okay.
more a dialect of Sylvan than anything else.
Yeah, okay. So yeah. Elvish would be too far removed.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can, it's your first time here, I can tell. So you can take this to the prize tent and exchange it for mysteries. Curiosity.
Interesting. I didn't know there even was a prize tent.
There's always a prize tent. What are you going to do with your prize tokens if you don't have a prize tent?
This is my first bullywug party, so I hadn't really thought it through, I suppose.
And now you, young sparkly lady.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a whip as well?
No, I don't actually. I'm actually just going to touch them with my hand, if that's okay.
That sounds fine. It sounds difficult, but yeah, go for it.
You said they're kind of like swarming around like a little lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cam is going to first. She's going to cast guidance on herself, and then second, she's just like. He gives Lyris and Wade a little bit of a smile, and she walks up closer to the lantern. And she's kind of like holding her hand just out in front of her a little bit, and her eyes kind of glow, and she's going to cast Thaumaturgy to dim the lantern, and then cast light on her bracelet and try to catch them that way. So if you need me to roll,
genius.
I think persuasion, if you would let me.
I think you should just roll a D100 to see how many you get, because this is going to work.
45.
Yeah, so Cam does this, and the vast majority of these moths that were kind of bumping in and then like quickly backing up from this hot burning flame inside of a lantern suddenly can land on the source of the light without being scorched. And yeah, after about 15 seconds of this, like your hand is covered in moths.
She's holding them, and then it's like you almost see this this little bit of a shift in her expression, and the light goes out, and she's like, "Oh, actually, those are really gross." And she kind of like tries to shoo them away back to the
There's
the
this
lantern.
one that just doesn't want to let go.
She's like, "Can somebody get this off me?"
Oh, but it looks like you've made a friend.
The bullywug that's running the booth hears that request and just and it is off your wrist.
That was surprisingly gentle. You have good tongue control.
Thank you. It's a very valued skill in our society. In fact, there's some more competitions to do with that further down the road there.
Oh, do you want to go see if your big tongue can do one of those?
I mean, it's worth a shot. Did you get your token?
Oh, yes. I think that's worth... Well, she got more than twice as many as you, so she gets twice as many prize tokens. Here you go. Here's 2.
That seems reasonable. It wasn't moth catching as much as it was moth luring, but still very creative.
She still touched them, and that was the rule that I said, so she's got me there.
He did phrase it that way. Well, thank you.
And what about you, the blue one?
Me?
The more blue one.
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, there's plenty of moths if you change your mind.
I'm surprised you didn't just fireball all the moths.
Well, I was considering it, but I think that would be rude to the other contestants who might want to taste them.
Well, they might like them flame roasted.
No.
Roasted moths are a delicacy.
Dude.
They get crispy. Very nice.
Hmm.
And it usually scorches the legs off too, which is my least favorite part.
Now I'm almost convinced.
You are in
Right,
evocation
alright,
with
let's
it.
Yep, might as well go for it.
All right, and I guess make
What do you want me to
contact
do?
is what? So are you just gonna fireball them, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna see how many I can. I'm just gonna try and see how many roast.
Yeah.
It would.
They can't make the dex save and don't have enough hit points where it would matter. So let's just roll a d100, see how many moths you get. See how many are left.
I think Lyris will like grab a sheet or something from his pack and like sprawl it out so that it can catch the moths that fall from the flames. You got a 99?
9?
I rolled a 90. I rolled a 99.
Yeah.
That's more than twice Cam did.
That's almost 5 times what I got.
Yeah. So, would you like to describe how Wade does this?
So it's like the fireball just slowly grows, and you see each moth falling down as it's in the fireball.
Yeah, nice. As this, slowly expanding fireball encompasses this area. Yeah, just dozens of moths dropping to the ground onto this sheet that Lyris so kindly laid out as the gentleman running the booth kind of looks on with what looks like a hungry look in his eyes. That was incredible. I'm afraid you haven't touched any of the mods, so I can't give you any prizes.
But he did get a snack out of it.
Yeah,
But-
fair.
If you wanted to maybe say gather a whole bunch of them up and bring them to me, that would be touching them, and you might be able to get some prizes.
Lyris like lifts the ends of the sheet and hauls it
I will
over to them.
Gather them up.
Magnificent. I think we'll allow that. He touched it with his whip, and you touched it with your sheet. That works. Yes. 5 tokens for you. And there's like not really any activity going on around this lamp anymore. It's like, well, this happened a little earlier in the night than I thought it was going to, and he reaches up and smacks something, and the sign on top of the booth indicating, the symbol for this prize game folds down, and then there's just a depiction of like a bowl of roasted moths on there with a similar name on it. Set right up to roasted moths here, fresh off the fire.
That's brilliant.
Just transitions from a game to selling roasted moths.
How many signs does he have there?
It looks like there could be 2 or 3 more behind that one. This, unless you would like to, that was delightful, and I'm very impressed by your sphere of flame. But if you're not going to order any roasted moths, there is a line if you wouldn't mind stepping to the side.
Cam will move out of the way.
Yeah. The moth catching booth.
Well, that was very exciting. I've never done anything like that before.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah, this party might be all right after all.
Is this what parties are normally like?
It's a little on the strange side, but yes, they can be quite like this.
Did either of you have any parties like in the water?
Oh, I mean, that was decades ago. But yes, we had swimming competitions, speed and agility. We had who can bring in the largest fish.
Oh. I bet that would be very easy for me now. Says that she's like, she kind of gestures to her trident on her back.
Well, yes, but it's not just about being able to control them. You have to know where to find the biggest one.
Oh, do you think things like locating a creature would then help me with that too?
I suppose it would. I think you do quite well at one of our parties.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully, when we get rid of that, whatever is in the bay, maybe one day I'll be able to see a party like that.
Well, hopefully, if we can reconnect with my kin on the other side of the straits. What was that, Wade?
Oh, I believe there will be a very large celebration.
Oh, I think so.
I think a lot of people would be very pleased with that. Not even just in the water, on land. I think
Opening up shipping lanes for Crystal Harbor, I think, would be monumental for the city.
I would very much like to see that.
Me too. But for now, let's celebrate the accomplishments we have under our belt already.
Yeah, I want to see more of those tongue games.
No comment.
Yeah, continuing on down the path closer towards the center of the village, it's not too difficult to find. It seems as though there has been an area set up with some soft mud on the ground and some distance markings along it, with about 10 feet in the air, a horizontal bar stretched across this track of sorts, and there are a number of these bullywugs that are running up to it as best as they can. The running motion is not particularly natural for a frog type entity. Just like plap, 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 plap. As it's, you know, their web feet smack against the mud, and then much like you saw Raymond do, just launch themselves towards this bar and wrap around it with their tongue, swing on it like a vine, and let go at the optimal trajectory to see how far they can fling themselves.
Sorry, what is the technique they're using here? They're swinging? Is that what you said?
They are swinging.
They're swinging their bodies with their tongue.
Trying to see how far they can launch themselves off of this. What kind of air they can get, basically.
All right, well, I think I could do quite well at this.
You did pretty well against Raymond, so...
Yeah, and I think I might have an edge here. If I can leap high enough and release my whip at just the right time, you know, it's about the physics of it all.
What of it all?
The physics, it's like the natural forces applied on physical matter.
Oh. It says when you can see this look in her eye that might suggest she doesn't really get it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give this a shot, and I don't know if you have like a designated method to do it, but I intend to cast jump, and then I will run and leap into the air, mainly aiming for height. And then as I come down, I'm going to latch onto the bar with my whip and try to, optimize the angle to get that like 35-degree perfect upward trajectory as I come off of it.
Very nice. I was going to have you make an athletics check to see if you can jump high enough to give yourself advantage, but because you cast jump, you just get that. So,
right.
Give me an acrobatics check, please. As it doesn't really seem like there's as much formal organization on this booth. It's not really a booth. It just seems like people lining up to see how far they can go and then sticking something in the ground to mark their spot. But yeah.
Ooh.
Was that with advantage?
It was not with advantage.
Yeah, please make that with advantage because you cast a whole spell about it.
Much better. Okay, so for acrobatics, that makes it a 23.
23. All right, I'm going to see what your competition's doing today. Right, yeah. You feel very confident in how you've launched yourself in this plan. As there's these bullywugs kind of running like one after the other, and it's like running like an assembly line, just one swing, and then the next person. And you can see down at the end there's one stick in the ground that is just, I don't know, maybe 20 feet further than everybody else's, and that's your target. You're swinging and you let go at just the right time with just the right momentum, and you come down and you can see you're getting close, not quite gonna make stick it, and that is good enough for second place so far. One of them also got a natural 20.
Damn it.
But there's some like excited croaking noises you can hear, like there's a disgust.
Weirdest frog they've ever seen, but pretty good jumper.
Hey, that wasn't so bad. Suddenly, out of nowhere, from behind you, Raymond comes up and says, "I guess very good. That was an excellent showing. Not quite as good as your work out on the path, I don't quite think, but respectable nonetheless for someone who is not naturally adept at jumping, as we are."
Well, thank you. I've always pushed my body pretty hard, and a little bit of natural magic mixed in.
Well, it's paying off. It certainly seems.
Still, though, a little disappointed I didn't get first.
It's really not a bad showing at all, if I had to guess. Look at those. Yep, that's Zorblin, all right. They call him the Ever-Leaping for a reason.
Zorblin the Ever-Leaping. I must meet this guy. This must have massive muscles in his legs.
Yeah, well, I think... Ah, yes, there he is, right over there. And this absolutely caked up bullywug, it kind of looks like, has been skipping every other day except for leg day his entire life.
Every day is leg day.
One of our finest scouts can get up above the tree line like nobody's business.
Well, I am humbled in his jumping prowess.
As are we all, my friend.
Cam, Wade, either of you capable of matching this one?
Well, I don't think that's for me, no.
Are you sure? I'll let you borrow my whip.
I feel like I don't really know how to use that one very well. But I think I'll concede on this one.
Do I get a token for this one?
There doesn't really seem to be anybody running this necessarily.
She just wanted to jump.
Yeah.
They're just competing with each other.
It's just got like the vibes of a pickup basketball game.
Something they do every time there's gathering.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fine. It wasn't a waste of energy. I figured out
Well,
I'm the
if you-
second best jumper in this frog village.
If somebody does manage to unseat Zorban, well, that would be quite the controversy, I'm sure. I'll leave you to it, all of you. Sort of wanders back off into the crowd, not quite sure where he came from this time.
Alright, gang, where to next?
And as you're walking through here, you notice there is other things that you can see about. There is a large, looks like elevated platform that's been set up in front of the Dame of Blackwater's abode. It looks like she's sat there somewhat recumbent on a... looks like it would be a chaise lounge if it weren't made out of lily pads and things. But sitting there observing the festivities, and there's the... there also appears to be a relatively small line for this... people are getting in line for something at a large pool of water off a little bit of ways from the main festivities, although it looks like there's a fence around this made of natural willow that's been decorated with all kinds of swamp flowers, cattails, bouquets arranged in interesting manners, trying to grab people's attention towards this area. And you can see that, from this distance, people go up and they'll speak at the water, and after a while they will leave, and then the next person will come up.
Is that future telling thing?
The Oracle pool, right?
What would you guys ask it? Or is it like one of those situations where you're not supposed to say it or it won't happen?
I really don't know what the rules are. Can we even be sure it will give us the future?
I'm just gonna stand in line.
Alright, I'll line up behind you.
Cam is gonna go behind them as well, and she's like mulling over asking something so inane and immediate, and just so she could test it, or maybe I should think of something like way in the future that's important.
Yeah.
I ask one of the,
So there's-
the frogs in front. I want to ask them, what is the history and what can you tell me about this tradition?
He turns around and says, "Oh, yes, I would be very happy to tell you about this tradition. I mean, the Oracle pool is what you're asking about, yes? Not just the history of parties? Just wanted to be clear. You never know. Well, I think the history is that Thaddeus was hatched, and he never fully grew up, but something about him allows him to see the future. I don't really know how it started, other than that. By all accounts, he should look like any of us now, but he still looks like he's 6.
I wonder if that's a trade-off of being able to see the future. You give up your own.
Seems like an interesting deal.
How does this work? Can we just ask him whatever we want? Do we only get one question?
That's good form to only ask one question per turn in line. There's other people who might want to ask questions, but you can't see everything. Things that are too uncertain and things that are too far out. It's a little bit of a problem with. But ask him whatever you want, and he'll tell you what he sees.
What about, like, what if questions? If I do this, what will happen?
Those are interesting. Those are hard. Because I think, well, and he can probably explain it better than me, but I think it depends on everything else staying the same as it is now, except for the thing that you say you're going to do. So it's more of a, all other things being equal, if I do this, what will happen? Or the more specific you get, the better he is. I'm here to see what how well my flock will be doing this year, if I should worry about any of the extra should I prepare for a large hatching season for my flock, or do I need to expand, or will it be a small one this year with the rather bad weather we've been having?
I'm sorry, your flock?
Yes. Excuse me, I never introduced myself. My name is Rook. I raise flies.
Ah, I see.
Yes, the local fly rancher, if you will.
And,
What?
Right.
Yeah. What sort of like? How does that work?
Well, we have things that flies like to eat, and we leave them around, and then the flies come and eat them, and we catch the flies and bring them inside and keep giving them stuff that they like to eat, and then they'll make more flies, and we can breed them for certain categories, characteristics. Some of the other vendors like to buy the larvae, the younger stages, for the use in making feeding them certain herbs that, when concocted together, produce a certain effect on the eater. It's very useful. If we can breed them large enough, some of them can be used as pack animals. It's very rare that we get one that big.
So you can make flies large enough to be pack animals?
Oh, yes. Do you not have... What do you use?
Horses?
They would sink in the mud.
Well, we don't live in the swamp.
Well, we do. Why would we use horses?
I didn't suggest you should. You asked what we use.
You should use flies. They're much more robust. And they're not picky eaters. Horses only eat grain, is that right?
They also eat grass.
Well, that's better,
Apples.
I guess.
Carrots, apples, yeah. All kinds of things, really.
Flies will eat that, and anything else.
But how much can your flies carry?
Enough.
Flies.
She got it! That's the pun. I'm glad somebody got that. Enough. A rider and some equipment. Cargo.
But would it be able to lift me?
Probably.
Why haven't we seen any of these
Could be able to
giant
lift
flies
several
that
of
could
them.
lift a couple 100 pounds?
Would you like to? They don't usually keep them in town. They're quite large. Unless they're actively moving something.
Well, I am curious, but I don't suppose I
You
should.
should stop by my ranch sometime. We've got a couple right now that we're raising up. They're about this big. Right now. They're going to get bigger.
Well, where is your ranch? I might be curious enough to stop by.
It's just outside of town that way. If you go around the crooked tree that looks like a face, past the hanging old man's beard, and then take a left on Cattail Street, it'll be just down the end there before it runs into the thistle. You'll know you've gone too far if you're walking through brambles.
Right. Well then, I will be sure to come by sometime.
Fabulous. Now, if you don't mind, I've got some questions to ask for Thad.
By all means.
Do you guys know what you're gonna ask then?
You know what?
Yes.
You really?
What are you gonna ask? Or you ask,
Pass.
and then you tell me if you think it's coming true, or I don't know how this works really. And she just like goes into
Like,
deep thought.
is it like a yes or no question, or
I don't
I
know.
guess I am asking a yes or no question, but I'm not asking if something's gonna come true.
I don't know. He just said to be specific. So, I guess. I guess we'll see. Okay, I really don't know what I'm gonna ask. I should probably figure that out so I'm not holding up the line.
Yes, actually, I'm kind of struggling with my question too. Maybe you should go before me, Cam.
Oh, okay. She looks a little bit nervous now. So I think we've pushed Wade into the front since he knows what he's asking.
Yeah.
While Lyris
Wade is definitely first.
and Cam are fretting over their questions.
Yeah, as Wade going up to the edge of the pool.
Sure.
Yeah, so after a few minutes, the fly rancher, through a little bit of back and forth with this water that you don't see a creature in, walks away, seeming pleased with the response. As you approach, the water looks very murky, almost like black, just with so much suspended organic matter in it. Until you sort of approach right at the edge when you're looking straight down, when it becomes almost as clear as glass. And there is about a bullywug-sized creature, except it has very vestigial arms and legs, and a long tail that's almost the width of its entire body. It looks like just like a head with a tail. You are not from around here. Welcome to the Oracle Pool. I'm Thaddeus. You can call me Tad. What would you like to know?
Are you happy?
Yes. Right, next question.
Walk away.
Oh,
Is that all? From Wade? Just wanted to ask that if he's happy.
oh boy. Just- Cam is like shuffling toward the edge, trying to buy herself any little sliver of time she can as she approaches. I guess if I be really specific about this, my friends and I are, well, we're going to be putting our lives on the line in the near future, I think. And I just wanted to know if when we head up north to take a look at Fort Oz, if it will be enough for us to go there on our own, or if we will need help.
That's a big question. I like big questions. Let me see a lot. It's this creature's eyes looking up through you from the pool at this point. It looks like it's focusing on something behind you. Both could work. There's a lot of potential there. Depends on what you're trying to do. I see a path where you simply engage in reconnaissance, and that's easier for you with just a small group. Your friends should be capable of that. If you try more, may be wise to bring assistance, but it'll be difficult. More difficult to maintain surprise, which there's a lot of futures where surprise works a lot in your favor.
That makes a lot of sense. She looks around like the pool, and I guess she's just kind of taking it in a bit, and she goes, thank you. Is there something I'm supposed to do, or do you just do this for, like, free?
It's kind of fun for me.
Oh. Then can I ask a very similar question to what my friend there asked?
Sure. Go ahead.
You sometimes just look into the future asking your own questions?
Sometimes.
Well, that's very cool. Well, I feel like I don't have to introduce myself to you, but it's nice to meet you. I'm Cam.
Thaddeus Poole. You can call me Tad.
Oh. She says that one that she doesn't expect. My friend is waiting for his turn now. And she kind of looks back at Lyris and turn and give him some space.
Feel free to go ahead, by the way. I can catch up. He says as he approaches the pond.
Oh. Okay. Wait, did we didn't change yet, right? We carried our outfits to town, or did we?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I think we, because we were walking through the swamp, we didn't want to.
Okay. Then Cam is just gonna be like, I think I'll go find somewhere to get dressed then. And she's gonna kind of wander off.
Oh, yes. And now that I'm covered in mud from the games I was playing, that's probably a good idea for me as well after this. But Lyris is going to go up to the pond and lean in and be like, all right, Tad, was it?
Yes, Thaddeus, but you can call me Tad. I prefer it.
Well then, Tad, nice to meet you. I'm Lyris. So, the young lady you just spoke to,
Yes.
she just asked you a question. I guess my question would be, if I were to make some sort of romantic gesture towards her this evening, would it go well?
Hey, thanks.
I feel like the answer to that is yes, but it would have to be pretty pointed for it to go well in terms of her getting it.
He seems like a nice soul. She'll appreciate any gesture that you make, although is she a bit
A long pause.
She's speechless, you know? She just renders people speechless.
slow to pick up some of the things that are going on around her from time to time.
Yes, actually, that's sort of why I'm a little uncertain. She's missed several of the hints I've dropped.
There's potential for it to go well. Direct action has the best results that I can see. Yeah.
Cool. All right, I guess I have my answer. Thank you very much, Thaddeus.
Good luck. She is very sparkly.
She is very inspirational. Well, Laris will get out of line and also go put on his party outfit.
Right. And remind me what everybody bought. I forgot.
Cam is wearing like a sort of white, silvery, like a fabric that has a sort of sheen to it, and she normally does dress pretty clad, like scantily so. This one is even more so, and it's like it kind of is like a deep V-neck with like cutouts on the side and a like V at the back, and then pretty much just like one slit of fabric at the front and at the back. But she's still wearing her regular like tall boots, which are just like leather boots. So she does have some leg coverage in that regard.
And Lyris picked up sort of almost like a formal-looking Japanese kimono that's like pink and has like blue coral designs on it. Very flashy and colorful, but it's also like very open and loose, and also doesn't cover much of him. So what slutty outfit did Wade get?
No. So Wade, sort of just like if you look at like the robes that you see on the wizards, but just like a little bit more flashy, some silver, gold decorations and fancy flowing blue robes is sort of what it looks like.
Yeah, and without too much difficulty, you all are able to find some place to change into these, depending on how much privacy you want or care about. It may take you more or less time. Yeah. It looks like that after you've gotten changed, you notice that Thaddeus, who had broken away from you at some point during this, seems to have made his not Thaddeus. God, why do they call him Thaddeus? Not Thaddeus.
I was wondering, do you mean Raymond?
No,
Thomas?
Thomas, the other TH. Thomas, the mayor of the village your mother lived in, has broken away from your group, and it seems to have made his way up on his own and is speaking with the Dame of Blackwater about something.
Good for him.
Make it out from here.
We probably should have made those introductions for him, but good for him.
We got distracted by party games.
You may or may not recall from when you last left here, they said they would wait on you for when you are ready to receive your boons and engage in the main point of the festivities this evening. So you are free to explore the festival more. If you would like to talk to the Lady of Blackwater and perhaps Thaddeus, you're also free to do that. I did it again, Thomas.
Lots
a long
people.
day, all right, y'all.
Totally fair.
guys both look great in your new outfits.
You
But I
as
am
well. That's really quite breathtaking.
I know. That's why I picked it out.
Not direct enough.
She's already confident. She doesn't need to be gassed up at all. So, should we, before we end up getting muddy from others' games or anything like that, should we probably go and see to the dame?
Yes, I'm actually rather excited to see what gifts this Oberon can bestow upon us.
Oh, same here. I wonder if he's gonna have.
want to
like,
go
a
to those-
promotion. Oh, go ahead.
Did we want to go to the prize tent?
Oh,
We might
Or
we
were
might play some more games
planning
before the
on
evening
doing
is over.
more?
yeah. We might wanna. Let's see if. But then what if it's closed when we're done? I only have like 2 tokens though, so I would like more before we go there.
Yes, I only have the one, so I wouldn't mind a chance to earn
Yeah, I
some
guess-
more.
Suppose we can ask the dame.
I imagine this is probably gonna go
Yes.
on for a bit.
Yes, I think we have time. Let's see about our. We seem to be having like syncing issues with Al.
A little bit of late.
Yeah, there's a bit of a delay, I think. Yeah, I think we have time to meet with the Lady of Blackwater and then move on to other games and prizes.
Okay. All right. Well, to the dame.
All right. Yeah, and as you approach, you can hear the rather warbling and high-pitched voice of
Gosh.
the Lady of Blackwater. I'm surprised I could find this voice so easily again. I was not able to do it when I was practicing in the car earlier. You can hear kind of one side of this conversation. It's like, of course, yes, we would love to send representatives to parley with the village of Sarandale to see how our two peoples can... I do excuse me, our heroes are here, and I suspect your heroes as well. Turns around. It's like, you see a look of like, oh, thank God on this guy's face. So yeah, we've, oh, yeah, sorry, I kind of lost y'all in the crowd back there, and I found this lady, and she looked important, so, I guess I just started talking to her. I guess she's the dame?
Yes, you've met the leadership of this town.
A pleasure to meet you, fellow ruler. I thank you.
I guess you guys will be working together a lot then.
Undoubtedly, at least some of my agents, representatives on my behalf. I don't leave town very often. Many things to do, to see and keep track of here.
And then I guess you sometimes get your body controlled by Lord Oberon, so that must take up some of your time.
Yes, he rarely gives me warning.
It's just like in the frog pond, trying to chill out. And
What am I doing on the other side of town? Oberon.
Do you have some sort of formal contract with him or something?
Yes, I do.
All right.
It is a equitable arrangement, even if sometimes his demand to be able to use me as his representative here is a little bit more literal than I was anticipating. But
Fake
it works
creatures,
out.
am I right?
Hey, look, sometimes we get got too.
Aw, thanks, Long.
Are you
Well-
ready to receive your boon? Or anything else?
I think we're ready, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
All right, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to call a bunch of people around, and I'm going to deliver a bit of a speech, not much, just announcing you and what you've done, and it would then be tradition for you to regale, since you have slain a monster for us, it would be tradition for you to regale us of at least some highlights of the tale of the slaying, and that sort of thing, at which point I suspect my Lord Operon will make an appearance and deliver your boon. I'm sorry if he's weird. It's him, not me. Please remember that.
Weirder than... never mind.
We will keep in mind that all weirdness belongs to Lord Oberon.
Oh, good. All right, well, if we're ready, I guess... Yeah, those outfits will do. She stands up from her lily pad throne. She's wearing she's wearing a dress that appears to be made mostly of flower petals, and one of her attendants is wearing a suit that seems to be made entirely out of dragonfly wings. It's very dazzling when it gets caught in the light.
We didn't get the dress code before we came.
Well, we forgot we were going for swamp chic, not just chic.
We did offer you our tailor.
I guess they got us there.
Please, everybody, if I may have your attention, gather around the main stage as the primary core of the festivities are about to commence. Please, presenting the heroes of Blackwater who have rid us of the creature known as Merig, once and hopefully for all. And there's some riveting and croaking and clapping. And it's just, now, please, dear heroes, regale our fine people with the tale of the besting of the terrifying creature from deep within the woods.
Well, we set... Sorry, my headset said something as I was talking.
That was just Oberon.
Oberon just said battery?
Yeah.
Well, we set out to slay the creature Merig. We were at first under the impression that it was a hag, though we've since learned that that is not the case.
I would like to point out that while he's regaling, Cam is going to use thaumaturgy where she can to make little sensory effects for him, like sound effects.
And is Wade getting involved in the regaling at all?
Yeah, just a digitation with effects.
We are adding to Lyris's regaling. So you have our magic at your disposal for your story.
Alrighty. But when we set upon her property, her land, her domain, as it were, we all detected that maybe something was off. Things weren't what they seemed to be. And after a brief conversation where she tried to bargain with us, we forced a confrontation. And then everything became what it truly was. Her minions beset upon us, and we had no choice but to fight for our lives. I was swallowed whole by a creature, a Vanderpump,
Whispers and gasps.
and it sought to drag me off into the swamp where it would digest me, but I cut my way out and returned to my allies. And then we found her true lair deep below the swamp, where she had gathered unimaginable wealth and power, and she attempted to mislead us by attacking it from a illusory, not hallucinogenic.
We took some mushrooms. It's fine.
I gave them the good stuff before they left.
We got 10 feet out of town, ate some mushrooms, and tripped this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's why it looked like he wasn't standing there very long.
Yeah, it felt like 3 days for you, but when you got back, it'd only been a day.
Yeah. It was just the mushrooms. But she attacked us from an illusionary... God, I can't speak today. Illusory...
At least it's not just me. That makes me feel a little better.
You're welcome. Position. But we determined that the true creature was in the bog. And so we struck with great force, and between my blades and the great magic of my allies, she was no match for us.
And it's like... The dame says... And now, wasn't that just a most entertaining story of adventure and violence? Wasn't that fantastic, everybody? And it's like the whole crowd's applauding and croaking. Just, don't you think they deserve a reward for the service that they have done for us, for all of our people here today? And more croaking and applauding. The crowd seems to be getting really whipped up. It's just... All right, so I have promised all three of you a little gift in exchange for your services.
Lord Oberon.
Camriel, why don't we start with you, the daughter of the swamp?
Oh, I've never been called... Now my headset's talking to me.
We're all off our game today.
Oh, I've never been called daughter of the swamp before. Yes, I would love a gift.
Oh, do forgive me. I regard everyone in Blackwater as my children while they are here, if they don't live here. I think that a gift befitting you, I get the sense, and sort of the dame is moving with the body language of a creature that is not based on a frog, anatomically, and sort of takes their hands and kind of puts them on either side of your chin, kind of down here to grasp this. I get the sense that you sometimes maybe wish you could focus a little more. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes when I'm thinking about stuff, someone will ask me to do something, and then a couple minutes go by, and I realize I forgot to do it, and then my mind goes somewhere else, and that's really bad when I'm trying to concentrate on a spell while we're fighting. That's something you can fix.
And it takes one hand away and puts like a thumb on the middle of your forehead and just kind of pushes. And you can feel this like fey magic pouring into you. It's like, I don't think you'll have a problem with that as much anymore.
Oh. I want to go and try this out. Thank you.
Yes, Cam, you may add Eldritch Mind to your character sheet.
Yeah. She's gonna go and let's see. I have a cantrip here that is definitely concentration. And she's gonna she's gonna go and like focus on guidance for a second, and then like okay.
You're gonna hear a voice just you're going to hear Lord Oberon's voice in your ear, even though he is not speaking to you and is kind of summoning Wade up for the next one. It's just loud noises. Distracting. How's it work?
Oh. I didn't expect that, but she's like, I think I did it.
That's right, you did. And you, Wade, I get the sense that sleep really is your largest obstacle, isn't it? You're a very busy fellow. More hours in the day would do you a lot of good. Well,
Yes.
it's great. He taps you once on the forehead above each of your eyebrows, and any sort of sleepiness that you had, any tired, any exhaustion from the days of walking through the swamp, gone. You've never felt more awake and more alert before. Now, you still can sleep if you want to, but who would want to when there's so many things you can do?
Wait, you don't have to sleep anymore?
No.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, and I think
So I can learn all the spells I want while everyone else is asleep.
Sounds exciting.
And you, Lyris, child of
Yes.
the Bay,
Correct.
come a long way from home, but I think it'll be worth your while. And sort of grabs you by either side of the head and just comes in and plants this big, wet kiss right on your mouth. You're welcome. And you feel this like fey magic again sort of pouring into you, and feel a little bit more confident in expressing yourself, and a little bit more confident in the ability to sort of to conjure failure from the jaws of victory for people that you don't like.
I can feel it. The trickery building within me. That's my natural magic mixing with yours.
I thought you might be a fan. Now, if any of the three of you would like to do some more work for me, I have some other things that you could do. I'm always open to making some deals, but there's another creature to the west, and there's another creature to the east up in the mountains. It's causing me some trouble. There's a tall purple lady who's been sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. If you're interested in paying her a visit for me.
Is Albatinde purple?
Yes.
Awkward.
This wouldn't by chance be the seer in the storm that you're having trouble with.
You're familiar.
Well, yes. And perhaps we could help smooth things out between the two of you, but we won't be attacking an ally.
You'd call her an ally? Someone so nosy? She doesn't have any. Her business is unveiling secrets, and she's been poking into my domain recently.
Oh.
Well,
I like
yes.
my air of mystery. Don't take kindly when it's pulled back. You're not here on her business, are you?
No, we're here on our
Oh.
own accord.
Then that's fine.
And who is this creature to the west that you're having an issue with?
Well, if I'm being honest, the seer in the storm has been a bit more of a thorn in my side. There's another entity who has made its lair in the city of Yanura, who has been giving Faye a bad name. being a little bit more... We would never double-cross someone, but we'd pay very much attention to the wording of our deals, you know? Not maliciously misinterpreting anything, but she is. Some dissatisfied deal makers intruding on my relaxation, seeking to go above her to someone with more authority. Me, but it's not really my problem, and they're making it mine. Think about it.
Oh, what sort of resolution would you be hoping for there?
Oh, her death, her return to the Feywild, leaving Yenora, understanding where she went wrong, not doing it anymore. Any of those would be acceptable. I just really want people to stop bothering me being unhappy with her deals. Think, oh, so she made a deal with the Unseelie, so you can come to the Seelie to maybe get a better one. It's not how it works. The good Fae.
I see. People are bothering you just because she's not honoring her deals.
Yes, they think they can come to me and then something just... You know, I'm very impressed when people make a trek to my domain. I don't just come to... I'm not an easy man to find.
She must be really perturbing people if they're willing to come all this way.
Well, it was 2, and I'd just like it to not be it.
Two's enough.
2 is too many. Should be none.
Unfortunately, I think we're heading eastward after this.
Well, the mountains are east, if you want to talk to your ally, or was it you called her?
And if we could somehow have the two of you agreeing to terms, that would warrant another reward?
Depends how good the terms are and how helpful you are in getting them, but it certainly would.
Over 10 days, pretty reasonable.
Why is she snooping around so much?
Well, reasonable isn't the same as being curious, I don't think.
Besides, she's been outside of existence for a short while. And
yes, it's nice.
Well, she's also helping to protect the people in the East.
Well, it's good for them.
Perhaps we can convince her that you are no threat to people and that her magical seeing should not apply to you.
That can extend to my entire domain and we have a deal.
Oh, what's that? Is your entire domain... Your entire domain can't be the Feywild, right? So
not all of it. No, not the entirety of it. A good portion. The nice part.
Was she scrying on your domain in the Feywild or on the swamp?
I saw her great big head appear from a hole in the sky and looking around at things.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. But again, that doesn't... Here or there?
There.
We do have an issue with some creatures that may have been connected to the Feywild at some point. The Fomorians, are you familiar?
Yes, I am familiar, and their great folly. They thought to conquer the Feywild. We learned them.
Yes. Rather foolish, I would say.
Extremely foolish.
But now they seem to be caught up in some business with the Far Realm, and they're attacking the material plane en masse.
Doesn't concern me all that much.
Right, but it does concern those of us of the material plane, and so you can see why looking into the Feywild might have been necessary.
I suppose. Some very rude and inconsiderate. I don't approve.
Have they been harvesting crystals from the Feywild?
Oh, yes, that to do. No, they haven't. Nobody's tried to take any crystals that I'm aware of in a long time. You always get an odd adventurer coming in seeking fame and fortune and things, and sometimes I let them go with some crystals or valuables. It seems to make them very happy. It's quite entertaining.
But like I said, Elvatinde is very reasonable. We'll talk to her about leaving your realm alone, and should we have any reason to need knowledge from the Feywild, we'll come to you personally.
The proper respect. Thank you. Really.
It is the least I can do. You have become a great ally of ours as well.
I'm glad to see that my generosity is not unappreciated.
Well,
But
quite the contrary.
I think I want to go enjoy the rest of this party. It's been a while since I've been to one like this. So, unless there's anything else you'd like to request of me, I'll be in touch. Do talk to that purple friend of yours.
Wait. Not bye. See you around.
What are you talking about? Ugh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just a little disorienting. Ladies and gentlemen, the gifts of Lord Oberon bestowed upon our heroes. Please, again, another round of celebrations. The crowd really gets worked up this time. Because people like jumping multiple feet in the air. I need to have a drink and sit down. So if just, please help yourself. I need a drink. Yeah, we are just at a little bit past 7:30. You have got your boons. I think that's a great time to take a break. So we will be back here with more of whatever the hell this is in a few minutes.
Making David be a bunch of frogs.
I set this up for myself.
All right, we will be back in a few minutes. Bye.
Welcome back. I hope you all had a nice break. I know I did. I had a snack. It was good.
I'm currently snacking.
I just had to wash out the taste of bugs from my mouth.
You didn't like the roasted moths?
I didn't eat the roasted moths. It's just what's left from Lady, what's her name? Dame Riki.
We talked about it on the break, and I already forgot that I had her do that.
It sounds like it was kind of a dry kiss, too. She really needed a drink afterward.
But yeah, sort of functioning now again as the master of ceremonies, she sort of finishes up the speech to the crowd and says, "Now, and everybody, please party and make our heroes feel welcome. I'm gonna go sit down." And she bows, and everybody just like erupts in applause.
I think Cam is like, "Yeah, you should go sit down." She's like clapping for that fact.
Very dramatically, like, falls over onto this chaise lounge that she'd been sitting on before you came up here. And one of her attendants brings her a wooden cup with something in it, some kind of liquid. It looks fairly dark, maybe a little bit viscous, not super thick, but it's got some tooth to it.
There's like a little lily pad umbrella in it.
It does now.
Couple dragonflies on like a toothpick stuck into them.
What would you like to do?
Are we gonna go try to get more of the prize token thingies?
Sure, yeah. Oh, we could always check out the prize tent to see what we're aiming for as well.
Oh, that's a good idea. You know, I'm kind of guessing that it's probably just more bugs, but I guess we could hope for something else.
Yeah, if we find something we like, we can work for it, and if not, well, we'll leave it to the bullywugs.
Yeah, so between all of you, you've got what, 5, 6, 7, you've got 8 tokens, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. Yeah, so there is only like one what you would describe as a tent that's actually set up. There's a lot of booths and tables and stalls, but only one tent. Taking this to be the prize tent. It's a fairly large structure as far as bullywug architecture is concerned. You know, most of them come up to about chest height at the top of their head. But there's with a little ducking around the flap, you're able to get inside and stand up, especially when you get towards the middle even more. And there's all kinds of tables laid out in here with a few different bullywugs mulling around on either side. You can observe some of the people standing on what would be identifiable from your perspective as behind the table, receiving tokens, and some people in front picking out various prizes, handing things over. And there's all manner of things in here. It's like the weirdest freaking like flea market, bug pun not intended, in here.
I was gonna say literally.
Yeah. There's some like, there are a variety of insects for you to choose from. There's what look like there's some like wicker cages, wicker baskets with there's a few of them with some caterpillars that appear to be about a foot long in them. And there's, you do see one of these. It's like the dynamic appears to be something akin to like a mother and a child. The child's very excited about picking out one of these giant caterpillars. It's, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, we can get the giant caterpillar and take it home. And there's all sorts of different curios on tables too. There's like there's some necklaces with some charms. It looks like there's a lantern made where the piece that protects the flame appears to maybe made from bone of like some small creature's rib cage. There's some boots that at first appear to be incredibly covered in mud, and then you look closer and it's like, no, they're made from mud. No, they just look like they're made out of mud. There's a really nice like fishing hook set that appears to be slightly magical. Yeah, there's all kinds of things in here.
Well, anything catch your eye?
I mean, Wade, you have the most tokens. Is there anything that interests you? Maybe we could kind of pitch in, because I don't really see anything that I particularly want.
What costs the most tokens?
What costs the most tokens? That is a great question.
And follow-up question, the magically enchanted fishing hooks, what do they cost?
Those are indicated to cost 3 tokens for that set. The most expensive thing in here is, it looks like a ring that is this will run you most of your tokens. This will run you about 7 tokens. That looks, it is a nice wooden ring with what appears to be set, hard, polished soil, dirt, mud as the gemstone. It's like shiny But when you look at it closely, it's like, this isn't a gemstone. This looks like mud that has been polished. And Wade, just being in tune with the arcane, you can tell that there is something magical about this as well. Not quite sure exactly offhand without doing something more.
Well, it looks like Lyris is interested in the fishing hook set.
I'm willing to.
Correct.
You have most of the tokens. If you want to get the ring, I totally support that.
I feel like, first, I don't know what the ring does, but I know that you will get more utility out of the fishing hook set, or at least there's more of a guarantee for you to get something out of the fishing hook set than there is for me to get something out of this ring, which I don't know what it does yet.
Perhaps they would allow you to identify it first.
Or you could just ask them what
I
it
go
does.
to the person taking.
That's true. You could just
Yeah,
ask.
What does this ring? What does this ring do?
This one right here. It's pointing to the one that you're asking about. So you've got a very fine eye there. This ring will allow the wearer a degree of control over the very earth itself. How tempting is that? Imagine being able to transmute mud into rock or rock into mud at will. Well, not at will, once a day, really. But how often do you want to do that? That's practically at will. So basically what it does is it lets you cast the spell Transmute Rock once a day.
We might have to come back for that one if we acquire more tokens.
Very well. May be gone by the time you get back. It's a
Lyris,
very
Lyris.
coveted item.
Well, more power to whoever ends up with it.
More power they shall have. Power over the earth.
Indeed.
You're sure you're okay with not picking up that ring right away?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, what is the enchantment
And
on
Lyris
those
a token.
Sorry, wait, what was that?
There's a token.
Thank you.
Token.
Yes. So, what is the enchantment on those fish hooks then?
These fish hooks guarantee success in catching mostly fish. Any competent angler who throws these into any body of water, if there's any fish in it at all, one of them will bite in short order, guaranteed. But fish are not all that it can catch.
Oh, really? What else could one catch?
Anything that you could catch on a hook. If I threw it at you and got stuck in your skin, I will have caught you. It works best on fish, but it does, if used properly, it would give you a degree of ability to pull people closer towards you.
That does sound interesting.
Nobody can resist the grasp of these magical lures.
Yeah, I think we'll take those.
3 tokens, please.
Well, I only had the 1 token.
That's
So
not enough.
are you giving me 2?
I give you another token.
All right.
Fantastic.
3 tokens for the magic lures or fish hooks or whatever.
I will write up what those do and send them to you later.
Thank you.
Please help me remember. I'm not sure I know where I am right now.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Don't worry.
Is there anything else that catches your eye?
I'm tapped out, so.
I'm mostly just having fun playing the games.
This swamp song bell might fit your aesthetic. You're visually jingly and it jingles audibly.
What does it do?
Let's find out. Ding 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 ding. Can I have everybody make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay.
You can choose to fail.
I can also naturally fail.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's a 9.
17.
24.
24. Well, Cam and Wade are able to resist if you want. Lyris, you feel really relaxed. You're under the effect of the calm emotion spell for the next minute.
It's so calming, gentle. It's nice.
Oh, I guess I should have let it happen, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it's so peaceful.
I can ring it again. You can use it a few times a day.
Oh, okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, you're right. Honestly, I don't feel all that different.
Really? I've just realized how tense I was up until just now.
Well, I was pretty okay.
Really chill of you.
How much is that one?
No, we can. Actually, let's see if he saved.
You just have it.
Hey, you know what? You seem really nice. I'll give it to you for 1.
Oh, that's very generous of you.
Yeah, I mean, I've had this thing on this table for like years, man. Nobody wants this for whatever reason. I think it's so cool. Like, what if you want to relax? You can just ring the bell, and then you're like vibing. I don't know.
I think it would be good to use on Lyra sometimes when he... What is that look?
Go on.
He's just always so on edge about everything.
How does calmed emotions Lyris feel about that?
Yeah, I guess, I've been pretty worked up over things, and, life's hard when you don't just have like a god dad that just gives you things for free.
That kind of sounded a bit like a jab, but I'm pretty okay with that.
There's a lot on my shoulders most of the time, but right now I feel good, so that's something.
I'm gonna take the spell. She gives.
I really think you could use it.
She'll give him a token.
All right.
Or a bell of calm emotions. And then she's gonna hand the leftover token to Wade so that he has the sum of ours in case we get enough for this ring.
Hey man, is there like any other games that you could recommend for us to get a bunch of tokens real quick?
Well, if you wanted, let's see. Assume you tell them what you've done.
Yeah.
Well, I think. Do you like to gamble?
I prefer games of skill. Chance has never really been on my side.
Well, there's a little bit of skill involved because there's going to be a little bit of snail racing going on later. If you can pick out the fastest one,
I'll take it. Let's go. Let's do this.
All right. Yeah. So off to the snail racing pen. It's not very hard to find. There seems to be some people starting to line up, gather around. There's like it's a large table with a track built on it, and there's irregular sized snails. There's all kind of bullywugs here. There's even there is even a satyr in attendance at this one who seems to be placing quite a bet of prize tokens on one particular snail.
Oh, they're betting prize tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
What are the rules? He's just gonna say that to like whoever's closest and seems to be engaging with this betting.
Well, I'm glad you asked, young lady. There are not many rules in the high-speed sport of snail racing. The rule is to pick the snail that's going to win, and don't try to smush the other snails so that yours is the only one left. That's against the rules. But if you think you know which one's fastest, and don't hinder the other snails.
Do we get an opportunity to thoroughly analyze the snails so we can...
Of course!
Where are these snails? Where are these snails for the next race?
They're right here. So he points towards the table. It's about 3 feet away from you, and they're at the end of this track. There's miniature horse pens, in dollhouse size, but it's just a snail in each one. It's like eating a little bit of cucumber or whatever.
Fair enough.
And these are the only...
The only what?
I think we lost you there for a second.
The only rules. So pick a snail that's going to win. Don't try to smush the other snails, and don't hinder other snails.
Those are the rules.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Good.
Thanks.
Hey, little guys. You're about to race to the other side of this table. Which one of you is gonna get there first?
Oh, that's gonna be me. Oh, that's gonna be... No, I'm gonna win. No, it's gonna be me. For sure, me. No, it's gonna be... I won last time. No, you didn't. You were cheating. And it just...
So you don't have an objective view of things. That's fair. Well then, I would like to make a proposal. If you can all agree to let just one snail win and tell me which snail that's going to win, I will give all of you whatever you want. And I'm saying this in snail, so that no one else can understand.
Of course.
Unless someone else there speaks now.
Which?
It might.
They might, but this is not against the rules.
No, it's not. I don't know. What could somebody tall like you possibly offer us? I already have a cucumber. Yeah, I've already got a strawberry. What could you possibly give me that I don't already have?
I could give you an entire cucumber each.
Shit. Just all kind of look at each other. Okay, but who's gonna win? Because I want to win. But I also want to win. How about here? We're not gonna be able to decide. You pick someone.
All right. Has any of you not won today?
Jerry's never won.
All right, well, how about we all do Gary a favor? Let him win this one time. You each get a full cucumber, and we all walk away happy.
Get yourself a deal, mister. Jerry,
Great.
it's your lucky day.
All right. I'm gonna turn to Wade. We should put all our tokens on Jerry. That's this one here.
Can you tell Jerry to stay low ground?
To stay what?
Low to the ground.
I mean, I think he's attached to the ground. Being a snail.
I'm gonna whisper to not if he can fly.
What?
He's gonna cast fly on
a
the
little
snail.
bit, but
Gonna cast fly on him, I think.
you're gonna
Yeah.
cast fly on the snail. Okay, I'm gonna ask Jerry. Do you think if my friend here gives you the ability to fly, it might help you to go even faster and really impress everyone, but just stay low to the ground so it doesn't really look like you're flying?
Oh boy, am I ever gonna impress them all? Nobody's ever gonna see a snail as fast as me ever again.
Yes, but remember, you have to go to this point. You have to be here
Oh,
on
yeah.
the table
Oh yeah,
if you want your cucumber.
this isn't my first race.
Okay, great. All right, go for it, Wade. 4 tokens on Jerry here. And everyone's out. I was like, the fuck is Jerry?
4 tokens on Jerry. This man's betting on the real undersnail.
That's gone.
All right, well, hey, they're
I'm
your
gonna walk
tokens,
up to
buddy. If you don't
Jerry
want them,
and just like, I'm gonna like slap Jerry on the back as I cast fly.
Slap him. There goes the snail. Squashed him.
you flick this snail on the back of the shell, and it just rises up like a quarter of an inch off the.
I'm also gonna give Jerry my vigilant blessing. He has advantage on his initiative roll.
We're just loading this one snail up with magic.
I even thought of guidance, but it only lasts like a minute, so.
I love D&D, you guys. Yeah, it's like, all right, well, get your final bets in. Get your final bets in. We're going to be starting the race here in the next 5 minutes. We've got quite the pool on Jerry. Some poor sucker bet all his tokens on the snail that's never won. May your luck change, sir.
Does that mean the odds are better?
It absolutely does. Because we know we're not going to have to pay him out.
We're getting more than a ring, boys.
Yeah, so it's going to be a few minutes that you would have while they get the final preparations for the great snail race ready. Is there anything you'd like to do in this time, or wait for things to kick off?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I'll wait.
All right, it says, all right, now everybody knows the rules. Be fair. Do not hinder any snails that you did not bet on. And that's pretty much it. All right, in 3, 2, 1, and just lets out this big ribbit. And let's roll initiative.
On a snail race. What's so funny about it?
Right, yeah. And off like a shot, Jerry the snail just books it out of the gate and is like halfway down the track before the other ones even start moving. Says, what's this? A surprise start for Jerry the snail. But how long does Speak with Animals last?
Ooh, good question. Lasts 10 minutes.
It's still up. We'll say it's still up. And as he just books off, you can hear, wow, what the hell, Jerry? And these snails that had started kind of moving at regular snail speed all of a sudden start zipping along very quickly along this ground.
They didn't want to look like fools.
Yeah. And some of them close the gap a little bit, but nobody really manages to quite keep up with Jerry the snail throughout this race. And in maybe a matter of 30 seconds, they've done a lap of the track on this entire table, which is just a really impressive speed for a snail, especially ones that don't have fly cast on them. But it's no contest. Jerry the snail snaps through the victory ribbon a good 5 seconds ahead of his next closest competition. And would you look at that, folks? Somehow Jerry the snail has won this race, his first victory ever. And oh boy, are there gonna be some happy betters today, folks.
Oh my god, we even helped the snail win his first race. That's exciting.
That's what heroes do.
Is this like the plot of Turbo, accidentally? I never saw that movie.
That's gonna be the title of this episode.
Well,
yeah.
Since they weren't really my tokens, I'll let them collect the winnings, and I will go procure some cucumbers for each of these snails, whatever that's going to cost me.
No, Cam will actually help you with this.
Getting cucumbers?
And this is going to be a whole quest because frogs don't eat cucumbers. No, I'm messing with you.
I mean, if they have the cucumbers on hand already, they must have some more around somewhere.
Yeah. There's a number of, there are, even though there is a festival going on, there are still vendors that sell things, and the city produce being among them, that you're able to acquire some cucumbers you've purchased things from these creatures before. Money is not really what they use. It's something interesting. And money worked last time because they didn't have any. So now that they've got some, at least that one vendor. Yo, thank you for the gift subs.
Dude, Mom, thank you, man.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think you'd be able to trade for a few cucumbers for a copper piece easily, just because this produce vendor didn't have one.
Fair enough.
I think Cam's been trying to speak up this whole time, but it kind of moves so quickly. She's like, I could have just made us a bunch of food.
Oh. Well, as great as that would have been, we've spared you the use of some magic in case we need it.
Gosh, I hope that we don't need it. Though it was fun casting a spell on, or using some of my magic on a snail. I've never done that before.
Yeah, that's my first time speaking to a snail as well.
You must... How do they sound to you when that happens?
I mean, really, my mind interprets it almost as if they're speaking common outright. Sometimes in a weird or goofy kind of voice.
One of them has a Yunora accent, which is just his New York.
There's only so many voices the DM can do. We run out of things eventually when we got 60 NPCs that come back.
I think that you picked out... They only wanted cucumbers? Is that the best snail food?
I really don't know. They seemed to be really fond of the cucumber slices they were already eating.
Oh. I couldn't imagine having that simple of need that a cucumber would be the top thing that I would ask for.
Well, snails are simple creatures. They're not quite like us.
Oh, okay. She's just gonna like. She kind of just goes like quiet, and then she's like, "Oh, we should probably go give them the cucumber."
Yes, you're right. Yes, we don't want them to forget about us.
They don't even remember making the deal by the time we
Get back. Who the hell are you?
get there.
That's the guy who promised us all the cucumbers.
But I'll return to the snails with some cucumbers.
Yeah, I'll say the speak with animals would have expired by now, but in as much as you can read the body language of a snail, they seem to be happy with the cucumber. They start crawling up on them, leaving a trail of small tooth marks as they go down it.
Nice.
And the payout for that, they were given, let's say they were given 4-1 on Jerry the snail. So, or let's say 5-1. You've got 20 tokens just to make the math easy.
Well, there you go, Wade. Go get yourself a ring and whatever else you desire.
Right, let's do it.
Yeah, back to the prize tent. And if you're so interested, you're able to get that one ring for 7 tokens, no problem. And you've got 13 left, and there's a bunch of other stuff around. If there's anything in particular that you might be looking for or have your eye out for types of items, let me know.
Maybe. Although I'm realizing now I never even got the box of like magic paints identified, so I still don't even know what that is. I just have an increasing list of items that I don't know what they do yet. Very curious, but I don't know that I don't really expect to find much else here that can be useful to me. Anyone have any ideas?
I like, consumables would be the thing that comes to mind, just because, once you run out of attunement slots.
Well, are there any other like potion type maggot things here?
Give us a bug to eat.
Yeah, there appear to be several different ones to pick from. Several of those like small wicker cages, like the insect of poison resistance that you purchased earlier. Some of them have different physiologies, different colors. Some of them, like, they look the same but have different colors. There's just like very clearly different types. Not really sure immediately what any of them do, but I think at the very least you would know that some of your more common potions that you might find in a less Fey-based economy were here. Like, there were potions of healing, potions of poison resistance, potions to cure disease, all those classics. But if there's anything in particular you're looking for or you think might be useful, I'll let you know if they have it.
Did you want anything like that strength, more strength, or?
We still have 2 potions of frost giant strength. I guess they were Fomorian strength, but it's the same. I don't know. Any like potions of haste, or we could even just default to like healing potions.
Let's see. Let's see how lucky you are. Yeah, so there's definitely if you inquire with the vendor, there'll be things that would function as a potion of growth, which is the enlarge reduce spell for 10 minutes, no concentration required. There is a maggot of invisibility, which itself is not invisible.
Maggot of invisibility is just such a funny term.
You are not wrong there.
And yes, there is one maggot of haste.
Ooh, I want that. How much is that?
That will run you, I think that'll run you, it's a consumable, so we'll say, math, say that'll go for 3 tokens.
Okay. I'll take 1 negative haste, and you've got 10 tokens remaining. My inventory sheet is ridiculous.
My work here is done.
Imagining Cam trying to feed one of those
Anything
maggots. One of those maggots to like the snail to
Here, eat this thing that's bigger than you.
Yeah.
They're trying.
Is there anything glittery, gold, or shiny that Cam might be interested in?
She. Oh, go ahead.
Well, there's definitely one thing that sticks out to Wade as meeting that description. And there are a number of pieces of jewelry here. Most of them are mundane. There's a couple of like talismans and amulets that are a little bit shiny that appear to have some minor magical property. But there is one. This is actually a little bit remarkable because it is some sort of liquid in a vial. It looks a lot like a potion that you'd be familiar with, which has this like, it's sort of a cloudy gray substance, but it looks like it's full of glitter. If you shake it, it's swirling around. There's like these little tiny flecks of reflective material that are individually too small to pick out, but the effect that they have cumulatively is quite remarkable. If you ask about it, this is well, if you uncork this and lather yourself down in it, you can become immaterial for an hour. This functions as the oil of etherealness.
Oh,
Interesting. We already had some maggots of etherealness.
Did you?
I bought one larvae of etherealness I have in my inventory.
Now you can have a second one if you want.
do you think that would come in handy?
It might. I already bought one of the maggots that do that.
Well, maybe it's a good idea then to have 2 of them, just in case 2 of us need to do something along those lines.
Sounds reasonable to me. How much are those?
Well, this is quite hard to come by. In fact, I've never seen anything quite like it. I think it's probably on par, and well, you can only use it once. Let's say 5.
All right. Well, then we'll take that and the one of growth as well.
That'll be another 3.
Okay. 2 left. What do we got for 2?
You want like more things you can eat to have effects or trinkets? This little amulet here only costs 1 token.
What does it do?
It looks neat.
Two.
What does that look like?
I actually have a description of this. Where did it go? I found some notes. Where are you? Yeah, so this is describing things. Is a fairly simple cord, like a twisted leather cord, but the real interest is in the pendant on it, which appears to be a small piece of amber carved into the shape of a raindrop that appears to have liquid sloshing around inside of it.
Oh,
That is cool.
could I have that?
I don't see why not.
Okay. She holds out her hand. Yeah, we'll take that then. If that's that uses up the last of our tokens.
I think you've got one more.
We have
Yeah.
one left.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Any other neat trinkets for a token?
Well, I can take a look. Got this hat. There's a mirror here. If you, I think, it's got this jar full of gnats. If that's of interest to you, you've got quite an eye for some of the most
What does
interesting.
the hat look like?
The hat, it's kind of this oversized floppy hat. It looks like maybe someone was trying to make a wizard's hat, but it ended up being less pointy than maybe it should have. You remember that hat that Volo wears in Baldur's Gate 3? Kind of looks like that, but maybe not as garish.
Actually, don't.
The floppy hat.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah.
Oh, the
kind of a floppy-
puffy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Okay. Well, how about that, Wade? That does look like a perfect wizard's hat.
You know, and I've been told that this hat is lucky.
Sure, we'll go with that.
That's right.
Go put it on a Neth. He needs it.
I will put it up. I will wear the hat.
Yeah, you have one floppy hat.
That almost sounded like you were insulting him.
Man, that's one floppy hat.
You know what, Wade? You got one floppy hat.
It's like, do we have a problem? Do we need to go outside?
All right. Well, now that we've taken everything of interest from these people, where is there some music?
Yeah, there is what sounds like some music coming from a little bit further past the center of town than you've gone so far. It sounds like it's danceable. It's almost folky, but there's something that's like a little bit alien to what you're familiar with. Like the tuning is not of the instruments is not quite what you're familiar with, but it's still kind of catchy. You can get your foot stomping. Good swamp music. And the sun has largely set by this point, and most of the city is illuminated from under. It's buried under the canopies of these giant trees, and most of the ambient light is coming from lanterns that are stuffed full of fireflies. So it's giving this nice orangey yellow glow that's reflecting off of the underside of these large boughs, and of creating like a little bubble under this in the understory here, like pitch black as soon as you get past the borders, like the edge of the city proper. But under here, it's like this nice. It's like a warm summer evening temperature down here. But not too warm. Somehow there's a light breeze bringing in some fresh air and just this really nice, soft, mellow lighting. As this Bullywug band plays what one presumes are the swamp's favorite hits.
I'm just imagining, like, for some reason, like old-timey New Orleans music. I don't know why.
I think that meets the description. Some swamp jazz.
Credence Clearwater.
Not quite.
It's Credence Blackwater.
Credence Blackwater Revival. They're a cover band. Yeah, they're doing a. You've never heard "Fortunate Son" sung in Bullywug before, but now you have.
Yeah, I believe their version is called Fortunate Tongue.
Yes, it is.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Oh,
That was
boy.
Three Dog Night. That was Three Dog Night.
Yeah, it's not Credence, but it was worth saying.
Shouldn't I was such a missed opportunity to not name one of these Jeremiah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in this swamp, Jeremiah is the snail.
Yeah, that's his full name.
Yeah. Or did he used to be a bullfrog? Jeremiah was a bullfrog, not is.
See what happens when you renege on a promise with Oberon.
You become the snails for their racing. It's hilarious.
What a cruel fate. Well, now that we've found Credence Blackwater Revival, we will. I think Lyris is just going to reach for Cam's wrist and be like, "Come on, give me a dance."
Oh, I don't know how to dance to this music, but I'll try.
Just do our best to copy the Bullywugs.
Oh God, how does that look?
Oh man, that's a really good question.
All of them have like a cane they're dancing.
It's like line dancing, just all frogs for canes.
Oh my God.
Unhinged. Completely unhinged.
Oh, that's quite the image now. Thank you. Yeah, there's all manner of dancing going on here. There is one bullfrog with a top hat doing that kind of dance, not in tune to, or in time to the music at all. But I guess what most of the bullywugs are doing could best be described as like boogieing, just kind of vibing, not doing anything particularly elaborate. But there are a few, there are people that are coupled up, some bigger groups of people that are like dancing in circles, holding hands and things like that.
I think Cam will like let Lyris lead then, and she will, since there's so many other styles of dancing happening here, she doesn't want to be doing a different style from him if they're supposed to be dancing together.
Yeah, I think since it seems to be pretty loose here, he's just gonna do like a really informal kind of dance with her. Nothing overtly complicated, just kind of moving to the rhythm.
Did you want to roll for that to see how it goes, or would
Sure,
you
why
like to
not?
decide narratively how it goes?
No, let's roll because I think that might affect some of the decisions he's about to make. Okay, so that's a 7
on
Performance.
Performance. Okay, you don't have to do performance if you don't want to. You could make it dex based.
Okay, if we do acrobatics, that makes it a 12.
Okay,
I'm much better at that.
slightly above average.
Okay.
So, however Cam feels about a 12 on a dancing check.
I'm gonna roll an insight and have her see if she can try to match whatever it is that he's doing. And she rolled a natural 1. She poured a 9. So I think she's a little... I don't think she even notices that Lyris isn't like what she might expect him to be in terms of like being... He's pretty dexterous, and so she would expect that he's a good dancer. But
Oh, you went out.
Literally sound like an ocean breeze just drowned you out completely. Like
Well,
what?
that-
I don't know.
hello?
Yep.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, that was
Yep.
Lyris's effect on Cam. The ocean drowning out, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
right. I accidentally gusted.
But I think
happens.
she's so like flustered by her own, like she steps on his foot and is like, "Oh, sorry," sort of thing that she doesn't even really notice that he's not like up to par right now.
So is she, because she's unable to like read his movements, is she also like not dancing well?
Yeah, but yeah, she's like fumbling a step and like he gets his toes pinched a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I think Lyris just kind of laughs it off and says, "We really are not good dancers, are we?"
I don't think I've ever danced with anybody like this before.
Have you ever danced at all?
I mean, there was that one time when I arrived in the city and I didn't realize that some of the drinks that they had are a lot stronger than what my mother brought to the mountain. And I
Yeah.
do remember vaguely dancing.
Yeah, the right drink could certainly get someone dancing. Typically not very well, but
Oh, well, that's the proof is right here.
there are a lot of things you do very well, though, Kim.
Oh, I know that. Now, I guess.
Well, I wanted you to know that I've noticed how well you do so many things. And that I find your tenacity and your creativity very inspiring.
I think she like thinks about that for a second. And then she goes, "We have come a long way, haven't we?"
Yes. In the short time I've known you, I feel like we've both grown a lot as people.
You and Nath and Wade, you've all stood up for me when I've not been used to that. And you, in particular, you made it less scary when I knew that I was going to be seeing my mother. And I appreciate that.
I was happy to be there for you, and I would do it again.
Well, hopefully not in the exact same situation.
No, of course not, but whenever you need me, I'll be there, Kim. You don't even have to ask.
I think she kind of slows their dancing to like more of like a halt. Like it's not abrupt, but she's thinking about it, and then she slows their dancing and she pulls her hand up and she undoes. She had like tied the like necklace that she got from the prize tent around her wrist, and she unwraps it from there. And she's like, I actually got this for you. She like offers it to him. When I was a kid, whenever I would go into the forest by myself, there would be things kind of stuck in time, like in that sort of substance. She points at like the little amber trinket on the necklace. And it looks like there's water in there. And it just made me think of you. And I thought maybe so many things happened in this weird, very weird swamp. Lots of things are very strange here. And I just kind of hope that maybe we could freeze a little bit of that in she looks like she's blushing now, and she like kind of tries to put some of her hair so that it's like covering more of her cheek. Just thought that it would be kind of neat if you could remember all of the things that happened that were nice here.
Lyris takes the amulet and I think with his other hand, he reaches up to assist brushing hair out of Cam's face and says, I will never forget any of this. And you'll never see me part from this gift. And he's going to go ahead and try to kiss her.
Well,
Hold
on. She is going to lean in, but you definitely notice that she's trying to follow Lyris's lead. And it's very clear that she's never done this before. So she definitely keeps it very simple.
Yeah, and Lyris has to like get up on his tippy toes. As he is 5'5" and Cam is 6 feet, right?
Yeah, with a couple of inches from her heels.
So yeah, he'll get up on his tippy toes and lean in and give her a very simple kiss on the lips.
When they stop, she keeps her eyes closed, but it kind of looks like maybe because she's not sure what to do afterward. And when she finally opens them, she goes, "Oh, so it's like that then."
I was hoping so, yes, for some time.
Oh, a lot of things. I said a lot of things that didn't. I'm very sorry.
It's okay. It's part of your charm.
Well, she's gonna kind of put her hands on his shoulders and let him lead a dance that does not match the music at all. And when
we're just totally having like a slow
dance
like
to this jaunty music.
Yeah.
And she goes, she kind of looks over him so that she doesn't say this like directly to him. We could try that again some other time. Maybe I'll be better at it.
That would be fantastic.
Even though it's awkward, I think Cam tries to like do the, the high school slow dance thing. She's leaning down quite a bit, and they just
a bit.
And I think she just like has a few dances like through a few songs with him.
What's Wade doing through all this?
I mean, Wade knows that this isn't really his forte. He's just sort of taking in the scene and, just watching the bullywogs dance and the awkward dancing. Yeah, he's just taking it all in.
After a little bit of watching, you suddenly notice that there's a bullywog that has appeared at your side. It says, "Hey, you're with them, right?"
Yes.
Do you want to show them how to dance? I think they could use some instruction.
Well, I could probably use some instruction myself.
Oh, great. Well, I'll teach you too. Come on. Just kind of grabs your hand. It's let's get out there.
I'll follow the lead of the bullywog.
Yeah, make either a performance or acrobatics check for me with advantage. The bullywug is helping.
Go get your titty frog, Wade.
was just adding. That's a natural 1. Let's
Yeah.
That is lucky.
Okay, that's a total of 17. I'm just adding my dex because I don't have anything in acrobatics.
Sure. It's like, yeah, and at some point, if you would like to, Wade and Cam can notice Lyris and this bullywug like absolutely tearing it up out here. Or excuse me, Wade. And I was
We got
looking
you.
at you,
We got you.
Shanks.
Yeah, no, that's fair. My brain did a tumble, and I'm like, I surely misheard him.
Yeah, no, I was looking at you in the camera. That's why I said that.
I have
Yeah,
that effect on people.
yeah. Wade and this bullywug just absolutely tearing it up out there.
I didn't know he could dance like that.
Yeah, me neither. He really doesn't seem the type, but he's very studious. Perhaps he studied dancing.
Maybe I should spend more time in books.
Or we could just practice more.
Oh, I like that better. So, Oberon said that I could concentrate better now. Maybe that would be helpful.
I think that will be very good for you.
Well, yeah. How long does Wade go with the bully
You mean
one?
during or after the dancing?
I'd say for a little bit, 20 minutes or so.
Holy shit, you're really into this, bro.
Gotta do ship art now for the frog and Wade.
That's like 5 songs, Like that's
And I think with the party dancing the night away is a pretty good place to call it for this week.
You made it almost to the end.
yeah.
I
You
know.
said you might not do it.
I'm struggling right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I felt bad extending it, but I'm like, I'm not trying to kiss Cam.
No, please. Like, if you want to, I can just sit back and make some popcorn while y'all role play. That's great.
All right.